Prosperity and abundance through the Most High Elohim. I am Mrs.Melaninreigns, and this will be a short video about narcissistic siblings, specifically sisters in my case. So one of the first few things that I noticed after dealing with a malignant narcissist is that this energy has been following me since I was a child. And this is something that Denzel Moses had covered, and it really helped me as I started to analyze the characteristics and similarities between these different narcissists. So one of the things Denzel pointed out was that, again, like I said, this energy has been following you since you were pretty much a child. It manifested in your family situations, it manifested in your friends' situations, etc., etc. So one of the things I noticed with my narcissistic sisters is there's always been this air of jealousy, this underlying air of envy, this illusionary competition, malicious things such as like what we refer to as the smear campaign. So pretty much smearing my name to family members, smearing my name to even friends that they could get a hold of, like friends that they would meet of mine. They would always try to sabotage it for me in some way, shape, or form. And it's something that I couldn't identify at first. So if you are not familiar with narcissistic abuse, it could just seem like sibling rivalry or simple sibling competition. But I don't believe in sibling competition. I don't believe in competition, period, because we are all here and we are all purposed to be who we were sent to be. So I am not you, you are not me, and we can never be one another. So there is no competition. And I know that we have been raised in a society that kind of teaches us that, you know, a little bit of competition is healthy. Well, I don't believe in that. I believe that if we all learn to coexist and operate in a form where it is cohesive for all of us, that is beneficial. That is as beneficial as it can be. I believe in encouragement, healthy encouragement to strive to be better. When you see your peers striving to be better and celebrating the wins of one another to help you rise to the next vibration as well. But I do not believe in competition. And so with my narcissistic sisters, my older sister, for example, I really didn't understand much about the smear campaign and things of that nature back then. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm really reawakening to what was happening to me when she would pretty much take my name and smear it around to our family members because she felt as if I was favored by my mother. So she had like this underlying need to prove my mother wrong and kind of prove that I wasn't such a good child, which I don't care about being a good child. I never really did. But it's something that my sisters worked hard to diminish my character in not only the eyes of my mother, but in the eyes of my family members as well. Another thing that I noticed is that my siblings took out a lot of their anger and animosity on me and never really took the time out to get to know me for who I truly am, nor did they take the time out to really see me for who I truly was. I had one of my sisters tell me basically that she went and, I don't know, seen like a divination person or a prophet or somebody about me, and that the person had really told her, you know, something that wasn't, basically the person had told her that my heart and my spirit was in the right place. And when I heard her tell me something like that, it broke my heart because I'd never solicited any advice from anybody else about my siblings. I never even thought that, you know, even though I had been warned about the envy and the hate that they had for me, I never summed them up as bad people. So I would have never went and solicited advice or, you know, kind of blamed them for things that were going wrong in my life. I never really summed them up as those type of people. However, they summed me up as that type of person who, in so many words, is as if they felt like I had robbed their destiny for them, or I was in cahoots with my mother to do something to them as far as, you know, just some type of spiritual attack or something as far as just taking away what was rightfully theirs, which I had no part in, and I would never or ever siphon the energy or destiny of another person, because I'm purposed to be who I am. So that was one of the most alarming things. I was grateful for that particular sister being honest with me about a few things, but I've come to notice that it's best to go no contact with my siblings, because they don't really have they don't have a changing heart for me. We've tried to patch our relationship up time and time again, and I didn't really understand why it was like, especially for my big sister, I would say, like my older sister, it was like her heart was so hardened, and no matter how many times we would discuss and try to heal through it, I know healing takes place at its own time, but I just felt like we were going in the same circle over and over. And I also know that I didn't do anything to these women personally for them to have so much animosity and hate towards me. My one of my sisters, she did explain to me that because I was seen as a favorite in the eyes of my mother, it conjured up a lot of jealousy or envy amongst some of my siblings, and that's well and understood, but that's not something that I as a person can take lightly, and I've decided that it's best for me to really protect my energy and protect myself and move away from trying to establish any type of relationship with them. It's been a long time coming. I did have this vision of healing and us being powerful together, but I realized they don't look at me that way. There's always this side eye that they have for me, or they always feel as though, just like when I have things, I've taken something from them, or I've robbed them or something, and they actually have no idea what I've been through myself personally. But it's always like this competition of who's been through the worst thing, and I'm not interested in that. I've come to realize they are, in their own way, extremely narcissistic. They've allowed the things that they've been through to harden their hearts, and for them to carry wicked spirits. My oldest sister especially. I have hope for my other siblings, and I don't mean to say it like that, but overall, I don't want to get too deep into that. So when it does come to narcissistic siblings, narcissistic sisters especially, that spirit of envy and jealousy is extremely dangerous, because these are the type of people that I really believe will sell your soul for a come up. They have no problem doing things to hurt you. They have no problem saying things that will hurt you. They don't really care about your feelings at all, especially if they feel like you're favored by your parents. A lot of time I hear the dynamic from the other end, where the so-called golden child is narcissistic and they lack empathy and they bully their siblings with their parents. But I've never been that person. I honestly have tried and strived so hard to include them or make them feel included, or at least for us to have a relationship, because just because things go on with our parents, it doesn't mean we should take on those things within ourselves. We can break those cycles, we can move forward in healing, and I've always tried to strive for that. I'm in no way, shape, or form perfect, but I definitely was extremely disappointed to realize that the state of envy and hate and disdain that they carry for me is that powerful, to where as though nothing I can really do will ever be good enough for them. So that's just me covering narcissistic siblings, specifically narcissistic sisters, very quickly. The spirit of envy, the spirit of jealousy, this illusionary competition, the smear campaigns, the relentless smear campaigns to draw you away from any form of favor that they feel in whoever you are favored in's eyes, So with that being said, I'm Mrs. Melaninreigns. I hope this video helps somebody in some type of way.
So I also forgot to mention something very important, which is the triangulation. So whenever my sisters would be at odds, they would run to me, basically telling me everything the other person said about me and all of the other person's dirty laundry, basically. And once everything was good between them, then they would repeat the cycle again, pretty much shut me out and cling to one another. And then when they were at odds, do the same thing again.